This video discusses origin, custom, and overlay objects in BMC Remedy Action Request System version 8.1. Hello, I'm Lisa Green from the BMC Information Design and Development team. First, you should know that Developer Studio has two development modes. BMC recommends Best Practice Customization mode, the default, for developing and managing your applications. There is also Base Development mode, which only BMC application developers should use. All out-of-the-box AR system objects were created in this mode. The Best Practice Customization mode enables you to indirectly modify objects that were shipped with the product or created in Base Development mode. To change modes, select File Switch Mode and then select the mode you want. If you are switching from Best Practice Customization mode to Base Development mode, you must confirm whether you want to continue. You are then warned that customizations might be lost in an upgrade if you work in Base Development mode. Select the checkbox if you want to continue. When you are developing an application, you will be dealing with origin objects, overlay objects, and custom objects. Let me give you a short overview of each. An origin object is an object created in Base Development mode in Developer Studio. All default objects shipped with the AR System Server and other BMC applications are origin objects. In Best Practice Customization mode, the default mode, you cannot create, directly modify, or delete origin objects. An overlay is a copy of an object that is used in place of the origin object. Until you modify the overlay, its appearance and functionality are identical to that of the origin object that you overlaid. When you upgrade, the changes you make to the overlays are retained. At runtime, the AR System Server and clients use overlay objects in place of the origin objects. For example, if the mid-tier is required to fetch an object from the server and the object has been overlaid, the mid-tier fetches the object's overlay instead. Custom objects are objects that you create. BMC recommends that you always create or modify objects in Best Practice Customization mode. This makes them part of an overlay. Then, when you upgrade the AR System Server, these objects are not modified or deleted. If you create or modify objects in Base Development mode, your changes might be lost when you upgrade. Let's create a new form in Best Practice Customization mode and see what happens. This new form will be a custom object. When I choose File Save, you see that the name appears and an _C is appended to the name. Out-of-the-box objects do not have the _C string. This helps to ensure that the names of custom objects do not conflict with the out-of-the-box objects in future releases. If you remove the _C from the name, this might result in a name conflict in the future. Another reason to keep the _C string is that it helps you to easily identify custom objects in your applications. Next, let's create an overlay. To create overlays of fields or views on a form, I must first create an overlay of the form. I find the form that I want to create an overlay for. Then I right-click and select Create Overlay. The new form opens and Overlay appears in the heading. Overlay also appears in the object list. In version 8.1, granular overlays were introduced. For more information, see the video about granular overlays. We hope this video has helped you learn about origin, custom, and overlay objects in BMC Remedy AR System. Thank you for watching.